Hey there, Jed Coburnis here from jedcoburnis.com, and welcome to Talk Therapy. Figured I'd go live with this one, see what happens with it. I don't know if it'll actually work, but going live, right? Talk Therapy is just a tool that I use to get to know myself, get past my analytical mind, and just think, right? Just think out loud is what it is. Then I can stay true to my authentic self, and I encourage everybody else to give it a shot. See what happens with it, right? So, yesterday, I took the ACSM, the American College of Sports Medicine Certified Exercise Physiologist exam, and I missed the passing cutoff by, I think, approximately 8%. Dang. So the emotions of missing something, so I missed the cutoff. So I got like a 72% and 80% was passing. But that's all right, it happens. I went through the emotions, like the full round of emotions, within about an hour. I had a 2-hour drive back from the testing site. And first I was pissed off, then I was embarrassed, then I was sad, back to pissed off, back to embarrassed, probably pissed off and embarrassed at the same time, and then moved into determined, right? Started to really think about what that exam looked like, started to really think about what that exam wanted. And that exam is designed to test proficiency. Your proficiency of everything that you're using as a physiologist, right? So as a certified exercise physiologist versus a clinical, it's a lot less cardiac and more assessment based. So they want you to know if a person's on a treadmill or a bike or a arm ergometer, right? They want you to know everything about that machine per manufacturer's instruction. So the biggest thing that I didn't know, that I damn well will know by the time I go back in there, is watts. Nobody pays attention to watts. When you're next time you're on a recumbent bike or an upright bike or any bike with a little display screen, pay attention to watts for me. Because when you're on there, it doesn't mean anything. It's just another way to rate your perceived exertion. Basically, how hard are you working? Nobody uses watts. But ACSM, the American College of Sports Medicine, they want you to know every which way to do it. The Borg scale between 6 and 20. They want you to know METs, metabolic equivalents, between 0 and 10 or 11 or 12, right? Like, and then heart rate reserve. I mean, all of these things they want you to know inside and out, regardless of someone actually using them or not. And then know how to convert from watts to METs to heart rate to calories to milliliters of oxygen used, like oxygen consumption. I mean, they want you to know how to convert that all the way through. That's interesting to me because nobody gives a shit about that. That's just the cold hard truth of it. But I get it, right? As a standard in the health and fitness industry, somebody has to have some kind of standardized testing, right? Because there are no licenses for the health and fitness industry. Zero, right? In the US anyway. Now Australia, boy, they're really strict. I'd like to be an exercise physiologist in Australia because then that actually means something. In the US, being a personal trainer, a health coach, a coach, whatever kind of coach you want to call yourself, is peanuts. If you have a following on the internet, then You could be a personal trainer. You could be a health coach. You could be whatever the hell you want because you have influence. And that's who Americans listen to today, which is, quite frankly, just stupid. Just saying, right? That's where the embarrassment came in yesterday, because I know what the hell I'm doing. And that test did actually prove something. Is I scored a pretty high score on the exercise behavioral piece, right? Like, I know human behavior like the back of my hand. I know what you're gonna do before you even do it. And that's what I know, right? And this is just a way to confirm it. Like, for me, this is just a way. But it's okay, right? That's the embarrassing piece for me, was yesterday, was going, man, I cannot believe I didn't pass that. Well, it's because I don't do those conversions every day. And that's what ACSM, that's what that test wants you to know, like the back of your hand. And a little bit of business administration. To be really honest, the first 20 questions was all about business, and I'm like, holy balls, I have no idea what a lot of this means. The first 20 questions of a 150 question test, and I didn't have a clue, right? That did not feel good. But, you know, not bad for, I didn't think it was that bad. Like, I didn't think it was a bad score for a first attempt. Not many people, you know, are successful in the first attempt on this exam, and oh well. I know what I need to work on. I'm determined now, more than ever. But it really, you know, what, at the end of the day, let's reverse engineer this entire process and say, what if I were to pass that? Would today be different? Not at all. It just means I was proficient in everything that I need to be proficient in, as far as the ACSM is concerned. But that doesn't change my scope of practice for an exercise physiologist, because I don't do those conversion factors every day. I don't need them. But it's good to know. What I am going to do is create a blog post with all the conversions that a person would need to know. An exercise physiologist, an everyday person who's just curious about how many watts is needed and how many calories is needed are needed. Would that be right for the grammatic? Yeah. How many calories are needed to lose weight, you know, creating a caloric deficit and all that stuff. I got those right, because my math added up in the test. It's just going from watts to kilopounds to kilograms to weight in kilograms to milliliters of oxygen consumed to liters to oxygen consumed, then to, it's like a 7, right? Then to kilocalories per minute, then however many minutes you went, that's how many calories you burned. I mean, I know it's a bunch of science, and that's what it's all about, exercise science. They just want to know you're proficient in what the hell you're doing. And that's a pretty standard test, but oh well, right? I took the clinical physical exercise physiologist last year, and that was a lot of cardiac, right? That was a lot of EKG. What is the heart doing at this moment? What is the heart doing at this moment? There wasn't a lot of heart on that exam on the certified exercise physiologist. And that's all right, you know, like, you don't deal with that. Like, you refer those patients on to, you know, their primary care, so then they can get those tests done. But at the same time, I'm going through the EMT class, so then that gives me the opportunity to do all of those cardiac things. So it's pretty sweet. The, you know, big things are happening. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. But it was just funny, my emotions. Like, it was just, I was really pissed at myself for not knowing, right? For not knowing that I had to prepare for that. I was like, dang, how did I not know that? Like, the whole shoulda, coulda, woulda thing came in, and that's not gonna help anybody. And then I moved on, right? Then it was, okay, how can I fix this? Or how can I make this right? And that's what I did. Started looking up conversions. I'm gonna make myself a cheat sheet, and I will know those like the back of my hand again. Because I've done it before. I did it in college. The unfortunate part is college was almost 10 years ago. So that's the hard part of it all, is it's like riding a bike. You gotta get back on. Remember how. Remember that you've known how to do it before, and then do it again. So that's what you gotta do, is just go through the emotions of I failed, right? So that's the hard part, is seeing on the paper that you failed. But it just proved what I'm really good at. That's really what happened. Because I'm good at recognizing behaviors, and that's what people really, really, really need to change first. At least that's my opinion, and that's it. That's what I found the most success with people is changing behaviors first versus changing their metabolic equivalents, right? Yes, will that ultimately help the most, is changing how much you move and how much you eat? Yeah. But it's not a sustainable amount of change. If your mind is not ready for it, if your body fights you tooth and nail, and your surroundings, your environment is not conducive to that kind of change, then you're gonna go right back into your old habits. And that's what that test proved to me yesterday, was I am very good at that. I'm very good at recognizing other people's self-awareness, and I can wake them up. That's what I do. That's what that test helped me realize. So the next time I go take that test is in 15 days, and I'll be ready. I will be damn ready. It's okay. I failed again. But I won't again. I won't a third time. So I've taken the certified clinical exercise physiologist exam, failed that, missed that by 2%, which pissed me off even more. At least now I missed it by like 8%. But 2%, jeez. Took the certified exercise physiologist exam, missed that by 8%, failed twice. I will not fail a third time. Mark my words. I will not fail a third time. I will pass it. That's it. I will pass it. There's no failing. So now I know. So that's it. That's what happened. That's talk therapy today. Talk therapy today, whereas I've confirmed to myself that there's no more failing. And even in this failing, there was still passing happening, right? Still did very well. Because there are just things that I just know without even thinking about it. And recognizing that, that's a big deal. Recognizing what you know without thinking about it is a huge deal. And working on that. Forgetting about the weaknesses, working on the strengths, and focus only on those. So as always, if you're willing to change from the neck up, you will change from the neck down. I believe in you. Now it's your turn to start believing in yourself. Stay safe out there. Be blessed. Bye for now.